if you're somebody that's lacking the motivation, like maybe you know you need to work out, you know you need to eat better, you know you need to go out and move your body more, right? Stop being so sedentary, but you just don't feel motivated. And it almost has you in a sense of depression, where you're kind of like stuck in a rut. It's like you know you need to do something, but you're just lacking the willpower. Listen, pay close attention to what I'm going to tell you in today's video, because this is really going to help you out. Now, before we dive in, I just want to redo this quote. This is from Napoleon Bonaparte, and this is probably like one of my favorite quotes ever, and has everything to do with today's topic. And it says here, the reason most people fail instead of succeed is that they trade what they want the most for what they want at the moment. Let that just sink in. How many times in your life have, let's just say, you knew you wanted six-pack abs, or you knew you wanted to get off the medications, or you knew you wanted to lose 20 pounds, or have more confidence, have more energy, whatever the case may be, but yet you typically fall into peer pressure. And maybe that peer pressure is temptation when it comes to your cravings. Maybe it's overindulging in food, alcohol. Maybe it's also just like falling into listening to the traps that we have in our own heads with like the bad wolf, right? Those lies, and also the excuses. And it might sound like this, right? The bad wolf can tell you, hey, you're not good enough. What's the point of us even trying? Everybody's going to look at you like if you go to the gym, like they're going to make fun of you, and it stops us. And maybe like the excuses is also, hey, it's cold today. I don't feel like working out. I didn't sleep good, so I'm going to take it easy today. I just don't feel like it. I'm too old for this. What's the point of me even trying? So once again, this is the main reason. This is what separates, honestly, like the winners from the losers. And the truth in all this is, if you're somebody that is on that side, the losing team, you don't have to be there much longer. It takes a decision, not a choice, okay? A choice is typically two different options. And for most of the time, right, we like to choose the easy option. But a decision, going from the Latin root word, right, it means to cut off, to decide, right, to literally let go, right, and just flee away from the past. And that's maybe what you need to do right now, is make a decision. See, the reality in all this, when it comes to having success in your health and fitness journey, it's actually easy. Like, it is literally the easiest thing in the world. And it kind of blows my mind, the fact that there are literally over 50% of the U.S. population that struggle with high blood pressure, obesity, being overweight. And it's just simply because they feel like it has to be hard. And maybe that's your struggle also. Maybe that's why you're lacking the motivation. You feel like it has to be hard, right? Because maybe you tried some things in the past. Maybe you tried cutting out your carbs. You tried all these different diets. You tried all these intense workouts. And sure, you saw some success. You saw some results. But it was hard to actually see that. So now you've almost brainwashed yourself to believe in order to get back there, it has to be hard again. It can't be easy because it wasn't easy the first time. Listen, that's a self-limiting belief, and you got to break that. So why did I redo that quote from Napoleon? Well, once again, people, right, in general, especially on their health and fitness journey, they fall into peer pressure. They fall into temptation. They fall into like, oh, I don't, one small thing isn't going to hurt me, right? One drink isn't going to hurt me. Having a few Oreos isn't going to kill me. Like missing a workout isn't going to hurt me. And by all means, I'm all about flexibility, and that's 100% true. But if we go back to the book, Atomic Habits by James Clear, he has one of the best quotes ever in there. And it says this: a habit missed once is a mistake, but a habit missed twice is the start of a new habit. So when it comes down to, once again, us on our own health and fitness journey, and we're trying to have success, we're trying to reach our health and fitness goals, we're trying to do what's right for us. So that way, once again, like we can be that leader, we can be that light for others, we can guide, right? We can motivate, we can inspire. It starts with us, right, making the right decisions. And it's okay, once again, to have a few Scooby snacks here and there. It's okay to indulge every once in a while. But if we continue to do that over and over again, which wolf are we feeding? The good wolf or the bad wolf? And you guys already know the answer. It's the bad wolf. So when it comes down to all of this, how do we really utilize, right, us? As in, how do we have success on our health and fitness journey So that way we don't need motivation anymore, because motivation, it's an emotion, and emotions are going to come and go. If you lack motivation, you can go on YouTube and watch a motivational workout video and instantly feel motivated just like that. But it doesn't last. It's such a small fuel source. What we truly need, and this is going back to the quote that I mentioned about Napoleon in the very beginning, we need discipline. And how do you build up discipline? It's typically by doing the hard things. It's typically by saying, yes, I'm going to do this, and yes, I'm not going to have the excuses, and yes, I'm not going to fall into the peer pressure, and yes, I'm not going to fall into the temptation. I'm going to stay on the right path. And here's the best part about all this, okay? Because you're somebody that might be watching this right now and still kind of feeling discouraged because you're like, it's so hard. Listen, discipline is like a muscle. It's not an emotion, okay? How do you make a muscle stronger? You work it, you use it. And it's the same thing when it comes to you having success, getting out of this funk that you're in right now with the negativity, maybe the depression, the lack in the motivation. You just need to be more disciplined. And you can use discipline, right, in different avenues to help build upon your discipline muscle. So what do I mean by that? Well, let's just say you have a hard time struggling with being disciplined on your health and fitness journey. Let's just say you gave yourself a commitment of going to the gym, okay? 3 times a week, just going to the gym, but it seems like some days you just kind of fall off track and hey, you're having a hard time with that. That's okay. Well, you can have other discipline, right, that could fuel into this. Maybe that's simple stuff like every morning you're going to do 10 push-ups. Or maybe, hey, you're not going to hit that snooze button anymore, right? It takes discipline for those things. So if you can build upon that discipline, it's going to make doing the hard things a lot easier. Like somebody like myself, back when I first started working out many years ago, I didn't actually enjoy it because I felt like I was just getting hit by a truck. It was a big time-consuming thing for me in my life. It wasn't the funnest thing. But I continued to show up. And eventually it came easier. And that's the same thing with you on your health and fitness journey. What you continue to do eventually becomes easier. It's always hard in the beginning. Think about riding a bike, for example. How many times when you were a kid have you rode your bike and you fell off? You scraped up your knee, hurt your elbow, whatever the case may be, but you got right back up. You continued to practice, got right back on that bike, and sure enough, it became easier. It's the same thing with building discipline. Just continue to strive forward, continue to do something. And once again, it could be easy things that can build up to the bigger picture things that you're trying to accomplish, like maybe going to the gym or maybe doing 5 workouts a week, whatever the case may be. Start off small. Start off with just being more disciplined to just go for daily walks. Start off with being more disciplined, just eating more protein. Start being disciplined to just drinking more water. Because once you're able to do that, it's going to eventually spill over into those bigger things that you're trying to accomplish. That's really going to be the needle mover. But you got to start off small. And like I said, the beauty of all this is that investment into yourself of being more disciplined is going to make it so that way you never need to feel motivated again. And that's the secret sauce right there. I say this all the time to my coaching clients. Consistency is key, and there's so much truth to that. I didn't say, hey, backflips and burpees are key. I didn't say, hey, you got to run sprints every day. That's the key. I didn't say, hey, you got to, crush your protein every single day, and that's key. No, it's consistency. And consistency is progression. And we strive for progression over perfection. And maybe you should start doing the same. Because, once again, going back to what I said earlier, maybe you did get in really good shape. And maybe it was hard for you to do that because you had to do some crazy diets, some crazy workouts. So you believe that it has to be hard in order to get there again. Listen, stop focusing on the perfection. Instead, focus on the progression. And that's where consistency really comes in. So when it boils down to all this, you don't need motivation. It's just an emotion. You need to be more disciplined. And you can easily build that discipline by just starting today, by just focusing, hey, making a decision, not a choice. I'm going to do this. And tomorrow I'm going to do it again. And the next day I'm going to do it again and again and again. Start off small, build up some momentum, build up some wins, and I promise you, it becomes so much easier when it comes to you progressing and most importantly, having success on your health and fitness journey. So I really hope that you guys got some inspiration. You guys got some value from today's episode. If you did, leave a comment down below. And if you guys have not yet subscribed to my YouTube channel, I would greatly appreciate it if you did. And hey, maybe if you are somebody that is struggling on your own health and fitness journey, I have a completely free training guide going over the best tips that myself and in terms of my clients love to use when it comes to losing body fat and keeping it off without dieting, without spending hours working out every single day, being in the gym. It's all about creating sustainable fat loss habits, and that's exactly what you'll find out inside that free guide. If you want access to that, is the first link down below in the description box if you're watching this on YouTube. As always, guys, this has been Coach Joe with Heartletics.com, and I'll talk to you in the next episode. Peace out, Girl Scouts.